In a recent project I was doing, I noticed that my fine tip point of my marker had dried up. So I decided I would go ahead and re-ink my marker, which is easy enough to do. This is a Pacific Point marker, and I have the Pacific Point ink pad and the Pacific Point ink refill, which I call Reinker. You'll take off both of the caps because we're going to remove both tips. You can remove at least this part with just your fingers, preferably with a paper towel. If you'll notice, there's a wider tip and a thinner tip. The thinner tip goes back inside your marker. The wide tip, it stays out. We will lay it right here on our ink pad. And I think I needed this for removing that. So I have my handy dandy needle nose pliers. And you can also remove this part with the, I guess it was partially removed. But pull it out. I know it comes out. Okay. And then you will find this core inside. Which may or may not have ink on the outside. And no matter how careful you are, you're going to get inky on this. Okay. Let's take our Reinker and put ink, oops, on our marker tips. This is a felt tip from what I understand. And just kind of roll it around so you get all the sides covered. This way any drops of Reinker that fall off land on your ink pad, which, I don't know, the center of mine can always use a little more ink. Okay, we'll just let those sit there for a minute. And with this one, the outside is plastic, so you want to re-ink the inside. So I usually do 5 or 6 drops on each end. Let it soak in if you need to so it doesn't spill out over the top. And then we will turn it over and do the other end. Okay, we will stick this back in. Stick this part back on. You'll just have to push it very firmly until the tip lines up. And it makes that really loud click. Now let's put our tips back in. And we put this one in with we put it in on the black end. And I usually just use a paper towel to help me poke it back in. Well, I guess I will just use my fingers. Make sure it's in there all the way. And then let's put Okay, look for the thin part. It goes inside. And I generally just use paper towel, and you need to make sure and poke it in far enough. This paper towel's too thick for me to feel well. Okay, get a different marker and make sure it's the point's about the same length. Okay, good, there we go. So our marker is now re-inked. Remember, you should store your markers laying flat like this. Although, right after you re-ink it, you may want to do a couple hours with one tip at the bottom and then rotate it just to make sure the ink gets evenly distributed. Might as well re-ink our ink pad. I usually go this direction first. Okay, why do I feel like no ink is coming out? Okay, yeah, just put the ink on, going this way, and then going the other way. Now just take a stamp and rub it along the ink pad both ways to distribute the ink evenly. And then of course stamp it off. Of course you might want to have cardstock handy because you'll get a super good impression. Alright, so I hope this has helped you. It's recommended that you re-ink your ink pads and markers at least twice a year. More if you're using them all the time, or at least the ones that you use most. So, hopefully this helps you, and thank you for watching. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can also go over to my blog at www.nindiescreativecorner.com for more projects and paper crafting helps. Thanks, bye!